hey there, Rosangela. You come here often? Okay, sorry, I still have a big old crush on her. Anyway, welcome to the finale of Let's Play the Shivah. Last time, we learned some suspicious things that Rabbi Zelig is perhaps involved in some very sketchy dealings. That involves Joe DeMarco, that caused the murder of Ethan Goldberg because Ethan was finding out about it. That then caused the murder of Jack Louder, not Jack Louder, of
Stop that.
Okay, anyway. Let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, it was the murder of Jack Louder. I was getting him mixed up with Joe DeMarco. Yeah, Jack Louder and Ethan Goldberg were murdered by Joe DeMarco, and it seems like it was under the direction of Amos Zelig. Okay. The bartender surveyed the durian with the expression of one hoping something better will come along.
Excuse me.
The bartender glared at me with a vague disinterest. Ask about Ethan.
I'm looking for information on Ethan Goldberg. He was killed outside of this bar.
The bartender
Do you
shrugged.
know anything about it?
He gave me a glare that told me everything I needed to know about asking more questions.
Do you know a Mr. Jack Lauder?
The bartender rolled his eyes and began eyeing the other customers. It seemed that he wasn't a very talkative fellow.
I'm looking for information on Joe DeMarco.
He narrowed his eyes and glared daggers at me. I wasn't going to get any information out of him. But was there a flicker of recognition in his eyes? How about this guy?
Stop that.
The man stood at the bar, his dull eyes staring at everything and nothing.
Evening.
Yeah?
So what's your name?
Look, could you leave me alone?
No. It looked like this was the type of place where people didn't want to be bothered.
Do you know a Joe DeMarco?
Sure I do. That's my name.
Really?
Ah.
Yeah. What of it?
You're a hard guy to track down.
Well, yippee. You found me. What do you want?
It wasn't that hard. It only took a couple episodes.
Nice night.
Whatever.
What's your beef with Ethan Goldberg?
Never heard of him.
Your name appears in connection with his.
Lots of Ethan Goldbergs. Lots of Joe DeMarcos. Both are common names. You got nothing. So leave me alone.
Ethan was killed just outside of this bar.
Coincidence. You still got nothing.
Do you know Rabbi Zelig?
What's a rabbi?
Was he being serious? His true intentions were hidden behind those dull, glassy eyes. A ruse or plain ignorance, it was impossible to tell.
His full name is Amos Zelig.
Nope. Sorry.
What's your connection with Jack Lauder?
Don't know him.
Sure you do. He wrote you a number of checks.
Whoever he wrote them to, it wasn't me.
Your name is on the checks.
Then it's some other Joe DeMarco. Get out of here.
No.
Your name comes up yet again, Mr. DeMarco. This time in several emails addressed to Rabbi Zelig.
So?
So what's the deal?
It wasn't me. It was another Joe.
Can it? Sing another tune, because I'm sick of the old one. It's enough evidence to book you if I choose to go to the police. So are you gonna tell me what's going on?
Joe DeMarco gave me the once-over. His dull, pale eyes explored my face. He knitted his eyebrows as if doing some internal calculations, and then finally nodded.
Fine. You want to talk? Let's talk. But not here. Follow me.
Oh, this seems like a perfectly good idea. Just wonderful. Alright, let's go check that out.
Come on, Rabbi. We'll have more privacy down here.
Okay, so at this point, you're going to want to save the game because you're about to face a decision that will change what the ending of the game is. And of course, I'll show both endings. Well, there are kind of several endings, but two main ones that I'll show. And everything else is just sort of variations on the same thing. So we come down here, alone with this
You
guy.
pissed off the wrong people, Rabbi. I had no problem with you. But now, I gotta kill you.
I see. You're an assassin.
I had a feeling you were smart. Your people are in this very, very deep.
My people? You mean the Jews?
A very cozy operation.
Operation?
What sort of operation was this?
Don't think I'll be doing that. Professional courtesy. Say goodbye.
You think I'll go so easily?
Don't make me laugh, old man.
I love how calm the rabbi is, so let's see. So this is a part where you can actually die. It's this weird thing where if you choose the wrong response, he'll kind of poke you with the knife. And if you get poked with the knife too many times, you just fall over and die and it starts over. It's nothing too exciting, so I'm not going to show it off. But you want to be rabbinical with this guy.
Do you really think you'll get away with this?
I've been getting away with this since I was 12 years old.
So just keep going with the questions.
How does a 12-year-old commit murder?
Same as anyone. Someone asked me to, so I did.
That's not good.
Do you do everything people ask you to?
If the price is right.
What happened to you? Why are you so angry?
Stop asking me these stupid questions! I am what I am, alright?
It really does sound like these two voiceovers were recorded in very different places.
Why are you being so defensive?
I am not being defensive.
Are you hiding from something?
What? No? What the hell are you talking about?
Are you hiding behind that knife?
Well, no!
Care to prove it?
What?
Go on. You don't need the knife? Prove it, or are you nothing but a nebbish?
You son of a bitch. I don't need a knife to take your sorry ass. Heh. Old man, you're funny. You think your God's going to help you out of this?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. My 4 years on the B'nai B'rith Yeshiva High School boxing team will even the odds.
What the hell, man?
Perhaps you didn't hear me the first time. Now, do I have your attention?
Let me go, man.
You have two choices. You can answer my questions, or I throw you onto the tracks.
What? You're crazy.
Am I? Train's coming. Make your choice.
Fine. Fine.
Who sent you? Answer!
Zelig.
Zelig?
He's hooked in deep with the mafioso. Did you know that? He'd find struggling businessmen like your friends Jack and Ethan, and then hook them up with investors.
Investors?
Mafia investors.
He got them involved with the mob?
Yes. He got them in debt so deep they needed a tractor to pull them out. When they refused to pay, I was called in to take care of them.
So you killed Jack Lauder and Ethan Goldberg?
Yes.
I see. Well, one question remains. What should I do with you?
Just let me go.
Well...
And here comes the decision that will change the ending. You know what? I'm just not going to show him mercy. Bye-bye, Jack Lauder.
Good riddance.
Crazy killed Jojo Marco. Meshuggah. A cold, sullen quiet radiated from the wooden panels of the door. Call it intuition, call it boldness, call it plain old curiosity. I somehow knew that the door would be unlocked.
Hello? Mrs. Lauder? Rodshri? Hello? Oh no.
The interior of the department was a mess. Chairs were overturned, glasses were broken, and the telltale signs of a struggle were evident. This wasn't over yet, not by a long shot.
A note?
Shalom, Rabbi Stone. Evidently my associate proved unable to complete his task as he did not contact me in the usual time. I believe we have business to discuss. Do stop on by. An address on the Upper East Side followed.
Zelig.
I could have walked away. I was getting Jack's money. I had solved the mystery. My conscience was clear. Yet the angry cries of a dead man screamed in my soul.
Jack, I'm sorry, Jack. As a man, I wished you all the happiness in the world. But as a rabbi, as a religious leader out of duty, I could not accept it. Can you understand? Jack! Jack! Forgive me, Jack. I'm sorry I cast you out. I'm sorry my actions sent you down this path. I... Get a hold of yourself, Stone. This isn't your doing.
All men have reasons for doing what they do. Some reasons are good, while some are definitely evil. But most lie somewhere in between. For once my reasons were crystal clear.
Zelig.
And so, to the Zelig residence we go.
Enter. Rabbi Stone, how good of you to come.
You didn't leave me much choice, Rabbi Zelig.
That's not entirely fair. You could have walked away.
I made a commitment.
And you're so good at those, aren't you?
Tell me what you want.
I only want this, Stone. You're going to walk over to the balcony. Take a nice long look at the view. Enjoy it. It costs a bundle. Then, when you've thought carefully about what brought you here, you're going to jump over the edge.
And why would I do this?
How about to save her life?
And if I refuse?
I shoot her, then you, and throw you both off the balcony. I'd prefer to avoid complications, but it's the same to me either way.
You think you'll get away with this?
You have no idea what you're messing with, Stone. This goes way beyond you or me.
I don't claim to see what lies beyond. All I see is a man charged with leading his people, but instead leads them to their deaths.
It's not that simple, Stone. It never is. Pull your head out of the clouds and take a look around. This is how the world works. So, are you going to jump? Or is this going to get messy?
Let's refuse.
No, I won't do it.
Very well.
Holy, you shot her!
What? You're surprised? I gave you ample warning. So, are you going to jump? Or am I going to shoot you too? I warn you. I won't make your death as quick as hers.
It, seems we have no choice.
All right, you win, Zelig. You hold all the cards.
Good boy. He can be taught. Start walking. Now, open the door, Stone. Now, move.
The best what you do, always use the rabbinical response. Yay, that was the only one I hadn't gotten. Let's see, so what you want to do, you want to go for his gun. Bullet caught me in the left arm. The pain flared like a supernova.
Your bravado is irritating. Now, jump!
Now, this seems like the wrong choice, but you want to do this again. My right shoulder exploded into a fiery furnace of pain. Black dots dotted in front of my vision as I struggled to keep focused.
Your capacity for pain is indeed impressive. I'm almost tempted to watch you bleed where you stand, but time is short. Now jump or die.
Well, both is the same thing. So what we wanted to do was get closer to him. So when we climb over the edge...
Well, what are you waiting for?
Admire the view.
Just admiring the view?
Yes, it is nice, isn't it?
And while he's distracted, grab the gun. Oh, whoops, I didn't do that right.
Having a change of heart? Well, make up your mind.
So I didn't get close enough. Okay, that didn't work.
Aren't you the brave one? I really hoped to avoid this.
I solved the case, but at the cost of my life. Okay, this isn't the ending I was hoping for. Zelig was a detestable man, but he would go on living. As for me, I can't help but wonder, what if I could go back and do that again? A man like that shouldn't be allowed to walk the streets, let alone run a synagogue. I guess I'll never know.
Pull your this so.
Okay, so I brought us back here, and I want to just agree right away this time, just to show you what happens.
All right. You win. You hold.
You win.
Good.
Da-da-da.
It can be. Start
So it leads us out to the balcony.
now. Open the. Wait. There's one more thing.
Move the gun off me and point it straight out to Rachi Louder.
Why do you want to do this, Rabbi Zelig? Holy.
He shoots
You
her anyway.
shot her.
I decided to dispense with the formalities.
My heart sank and da-da-da. Yeah, we already.
Now, all this.
Okay, so I didn't do this quite right. First, you want to stall him.
Kenneth Stone. You're
And that
on the
moves him
edge.
closer.
Now die with dignity and jump.
That's what I was missing here. Now try to grab the gun.
You're brave now.
Try to grab the gun again, and we are super close to him now.
You're captain. Oh, but now.
Climb over the edge.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Talk about the view.
Yes.
Yes, it.
And now we can do it. Grab the gun. Weak from blood loss, I couldn't keep my hold on the gun. It slid out my fingers like melting butter.
You momser! You are a nothing! What's this? You think you can knock me out like some common street punk?
He was old and certainly not as strong as me, but those 2 bullets had taken their toll.
I am Amos Zelig! I've spearheaded the strongest Jewish synagogue in Manhattan for over 30 years. Who are you, little rabbi?
Alright. So here's the deal with this. This is another little minigame where you have to decide when you want to throw a punch. So we don't want to do it now. Let's start asking him some
Who
questions.
do you think I am?
Those tricks won't work with me, Stone. I've been playing that game since you were knee-high to my tuchus. You think you can out-rabbi me?
Oh, we have to out-rabbi him.
Why don't you just give up?
Why don't you just die?
How can anyone respect you?
Power breeds respect, Stone. But you've never had either, have you?
Are there others like you?
More than you can possibly imagine.
Notice how he didn't answer with a question, so we can throw a punch at him. Of course, there is an achievement for doing this whole thing without getting punched once, so I already failed that. But we'll do it the next time.
Is this how a rabbi acts?
This is how the world acts.
Throw a punch.
You call yourself a Jew?
You call yourself a hero?
How can you face God knowing what you've done?
God knows more than anyone how the world works. I'm sure he understands.
Punch, because he didn't ask a question.
Are you ready to die?
Are you?
You really think you can win this fight?
You think you can shut up?
How can you live with yourself?
With power, respect, and money, I manage quite well.
Oh, dang it.
Is all this worth your soul, Zelig?
I'm not giving up my soul for anything, Stone. Is all this worth your life?
Are you happy with this life, Zelig?
Yes. Are you?
Don't you know who I am?
Don't make me laugh. You think you're special?
Last chance. You want to give up?
No. Do you want to die?
People really respect you after all this?
I already told you, Stone. Power breeds respect. But you wouldn't know what that's like, would you?
Okay, I'm not doing this right. I don't...
Just how many others are there?
As I said, more than you can possibly imagine.
Okay, throw a punch. Let's see. This one.
You
should
really
do it.
think a rabbi acts this way?
I told you, Stone. This is how the world is. Get used to it.
And throw a punch. Okay, let's see.
You really call yourself a Jew?
You really call yourself a hero?
Okay, that's not that one. Let's see.
You really think God will understand your actions?
God knows what is necessary. I'm sure he understands.
And punish. Let's see.
How can you be happy with this life?
Do you see this apartment? Do you see this view? Trust me, I am very happy with this life. Can you say the same?
Let's see.
You really think a rabbi...
This get you?
And punch. So I have to find which questions he won't have a question to answer with. Okay.
I ask a...
I have all the prestige and respect money can buy, Stone. I live quite comfortably.
But we can still throw a punch at you. Okay.
You really think...
God, I'm sure.
And we did it. Okay.
Zelig, it's over. What do you have to say for yourself?
Mazel tov, Rabbi Stone. I applaud you. To have come this far, you certainly are resourceful.
Just what are you saying, Zelig?
I do remember Jack Lauder. Very well. He came into my office 8 years ago, looking to get married. It seemed that this Zionist, pig-headed rabbi was against it. Oh, the things he said about you. Imagine my surprise when you showed up in my office.
Yeah, I bet you were shocked, all right.
I've done some checking up on you. In all these years, you've never learned to make concessions.
Concessions? Concessions? The Jewish people are slowly becoming extinct. For thousands of years, we've struggled to keep our place on this planet, and you talk of concessions. As a rabbi, I do everything I can to help, and if that means refusing to conduct an interfaith marriage, then so be it. I can still look at myself in the mirror and call myself a rabbi. What are you, Zelig? You're nothing but a common criminal who consorts with gangsters and assassins.
We all have our place in the big machine, Stone. And you're just a tiny squeaky wheel. Now be a good cog and just let me go. I know you don't have the guts to throw me over.
And in order to get the ending I want for here, I'm just going to knock him out.
Jack. I'm sorry, Jack.
Bring shame upon fellow Jews. Zelig is alive and Ratchery is dead. The weeks sped by. Jack's bestowal arrived and my debt collectors were satisfied for the time being. Amos Zelig was picked up by the police after an anonymous tip told them what lay in his Upper East Side apartment. Then I received a visitor.
You're joking.
I told you I'd be back.
I attacked him?
That's what he's saying. Held him against the balcony and threatened to throw him off.
He had a gun.
That nobody can find.
What about Mrs. Lauder?
Yeah, what about Mrs. Lauder? It's a mighty strong coincidence that that particular body was found at the scene, huh?
It wasn't like that. Amos Zelig is a murderer, a lowlife.
Sure he is. And I'm sure you have witnesses to back you up on this. Right.
I can explain everything.
I bet you can. Come with me and you can explain down at the station.
I don't believe this.
It just proves the old axiom right. No good deed goes unpunished. Jack's money should cover my legal fees. I just hope there's some left over when this is finished. And I don't quite like that ending, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to spare the life of Joe DeMarco. Alright, so let's show him mercy this time. The train clattered off into the flickering distance and Joe DeMarco remained unconscious but alive.
Perhaps you still have some purpose to fill. I've done all I can. I've shown mercy. The rest is up to God.
Alright, and we get an achievement for that.
Zelig! You! You son of a...
DeMarco, you idiot! It's not enough you bungle your assignment. You show up here? Did anyone follow you?
I want my money!
You want what you deserve? Fine. What? Are you going to say he didn't deserve it?
I took a quick glance at Ratchery. I couldn't help but think that was a close call that had been made.
He certainly served his purpose.
Now, move. All this bloodshed sickens me.
And he gets distracted from killing her, and that's a good thing. Alright. Oh, hey, kitty. So, now I'm going to skip back to when I beat him at boxing again. Alright, and I never got hit, so I got that achievement. And again, I'm just going to spare his life and knock him out. Now, if I do the throw him over, there is a certain ending I get that will be the same as if I pick this. Except if I pick this one, the ending is longer and better. So you're not missing anything by not showing me throwing him over. Ratchery was still bound and gagged. Her eyes shined with relief. I quickly untied her.
So, it's over?
It's over, Mrs. Lauder. We'll leave Rabbi Zelig for the police.
You're hurt. You're bleeding all over.
It'll be okay, Mrs. Lauder.
Okay. You were shot.
It's all right. Let's just get out of here.
Well, all right, if you say so.
What will you expect me to do? Just stick around while I bleed to death?
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine, Mrs. Lauder.
Call me Raj, please. After all this, I think you deserve it. But we're going to the hospital and no argument.
Sure.
Urmensch, Zelig and Ratchery survived. Alright.
Atzai melech shemo nikra.
The weeks sped by. Jack's pistol arrived in the mail and I was able to appease all my debts. Thanks to an anonymous tip, the police picked up Amos Zelig before he regained consciousness. He even tried to tell them that I attacked him, but thankfully Ratchery testified on my behalf. Back to the grind. Another week, another Shalos. Has anything changed for me? Not really.
Thank you, Cantor Kaplan.
Debts still pile up, but they won't be a problem as long as Jack's money holds. After that, it's best not to think about it.
Is it only in the aftermath of pain that we are justified in questioning God's fairness? Just how much pain must occur to legitimately raise the question, why do bad things happen to good people? Just how much pain?
And then it hit me.
God might not seem fair. We may not always feel connected to him. That is, we may feel lonely, and often do. Yet the underlying reality of our lives is that we are always connected, whether we feel it or not, whether we accept it or deny it. The connection is there. And since we are connected, we are responsible. Battling for goodness is how we give our lives meaning. Maybe there are no answers. Ultimately, we may never find that elusive truth. Yet ultimately, we may find something else. Meaning, significance, and fulfillment. If so, that may be enough.
I hope that's enough. And that's the good ending. Now, if you were to have Ratchery killed and then throw the rabbi off the edge, you wouldn't get convicted and he would do his sermon as usual. Except Ratchery wouldn't walk in and he would just sort of end it on a sad note. And I believe it's the same thing if you just kill him while she's still alive. But yeah, so that's not, there's no point in showing those off. So yeah, that was the Shivah. Nice short little game. And I really like it. It shows that video games can have more serious stories that don't have to have fantasy, don't have to have lots of fighting mechanics and stuff. That they can just be sort of simple interactive stories. Like this seems like it could have been a book by like Jonathan Lethem or E.L. Doctorow, where it was just really interesting and very insightful, and makes you wonder. You have a Rabbi Stone, who laments the fate of the Jews because, you know, no one's converting to Judaism practically, and they're just losing people bit by bit. And so the fact that a Jew wanted to marry a non-Jew, he felt that that was just a pattern that was part of what was killing off the Jews. Not killing them, that's a bit rough, but you know. So yeah, but it is a good game. It's nice and short, and it has good voice acting, and Wadji Eyes always has the greatest music. Like, they always have really good music and really good voice actors. Even though, like, they're not, like, professional voice actors or anything. And this is just bloopers that I'm not going to show off. They're not too exciting. And let me see what achievements I got here. I'm trying to know if I got all of them. Okay. Da-da-da. Achievements. Maven. Schmokey, I'm missing that one. Darkness and Gloom with no end in sight. Forget what that one is. I might just have to get that one off screen, though. I don't... Like, my first playthrough, I already got it, and, like, I have GOG. And so when you play this with GOG Galaxy, which is pretty much the same thing as Steam, it has its own little achievements now for some games. And so I should have unlocked all of them, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that was the Shivah. So let me know what you thought of this fun little game. And I have more coming soon. This was just sort of an interlude before I start my next big Let's Play, which is coming up. So look forward to that. So make sure to give a like, a comment, tell your friends about my channel, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And that is that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.
So,
It's your husband.
how did you do that?
It had to be done. Let's go.
Rabbi Stone,
Yes, Mrs. Lauder?
nobody knows this happened.
No.
The police don't know we're here.
No.
Good. I don't want to be questioned about this. And I think you need to stay away from me. Whatever you felt you needed to do, it's done. There's no changing it. I appreciate all you've done, but there's a darkness in you that I just don't want in my life. Jack wouldn't want it, and neither do I.
I understand. Let's get going.